Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and a very warm welcome to Government House, Yarralumla. Dawa Nuna, Dawa Nunawel. I acknowledge your traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Nunawel people, and pay my respects to their leaders, past and present, emerging leaders, and all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders gathered here today. My name is Paul Singer and I'm the Governor-General's Official Secretary. And as this badge signifies with its cross quills, I'm also the Secretary for the Council for the Order of Australia, the body which makes recommendations to the Governor-General, who is the Chancellor of the Order and the principal companion within the Order. I'm also the Secretary of the Australian Bravery Decorations Council, the body which makes recommendations to the Governor-General for Bravery Awards. Before we start the ceremony this afternoon, I'd like to acknowledge among our distinguished guests, Commodore Raymond Leggett, representing the Chief of Navy, Brigadier Jane Spalding, representing the Chief of Army, Air Vice Marshal Robert Denny, representing the Chief of the Air Force, Mr Michael Phelan, representing the Office of National Intelligence, and Ms Vivian Palmer, representing the Chair of the Order of Australia Association. Welcome all. Notwithstanding the challenges presented by the pandemic, we are delighted that we're able to proceed with hosting investiture ceremonies here at Government House. We're grateful for your understanding of and compliance with the measures that we've put in place to ensure that this ceremony can take place in a COVID-safe manner. The Australian Honours System provides a wonderful mechanism through which we as a nation can recognise and celebrate ordinary people who do extraordinary things. Since its inception in 1975, almost 400,000 people have been recognised for their meritorious, bravery, military or national service. The Order of Australia is the principal means of recognising outstanding service, and it's important to note that nominations come from all areas of the community. Anyone can nominate. Today is a special day, not only for the recipients, but also for their friends, their families and their communities. It's a day when we celebrate a diverse range of impressive achievements and service. My Government House colleagues and I are privileged to play a small part in the recognition and celebration of that service. I hope we can make today an afternoon you'll recall with pride for a long time to come. Shortly, I'll invite you to stand as Her Excellencies the Governor-General and Mrs Hurley enter the room, and then please remain standing and join in the singing for the first verse of the Australian National Anthem. The investiture will then begin in the order listed in your programs. After I read their names and citations, the recipients will enter from the doorway on my right, and after they've been invested by the Governor-General, will return to their seats at the back of the room via the central aisle, and it's at this point you might like to show your appreciation with a short applause. At the conclusion of the ceremony, the Governor-General will say a few words, and then after the ceremony, we'll invite the recipients to join with Her Excellencies out on the state entrance stairs for an official photograph. And at this point, I just invite the guests to remain briefly in this room until the recipients and their Excellencies have departed, and then join with Her Excellencies and recipients in the dining room where refreshments will be served. So ladies and gentlemen, please relax and enjoy this very special afternoon. Would you please stand for the arrival of Her Excellencies, the Governor-General of the Commonwealth of Australia and Mrs Linda Hurley, and for the singing of the Australian National Anthem.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated.
Good afternoon, and I join with the Official Secretary, Paul, in offering you a warm welcome to Government House today on a very special occasion in the life of our recipients sitting in the back of the room here, and of course for their families and friends who are with us today, or watching online in particular. Could I begin by acknowledging that Government House at Yarralumla sits on the land of the Ngunnawal people. If you've come to Government House before or heard me speak in this area, I'll often say what a beautiful part of the country it is around Canberra, and we thank the Ngunnawal people for looking after us for us so splendidly for generation after generation. Pay respects to their elders, past, present and emerging. Linda and I, as I say, invite you here warmly, as do the staff of Government House. These are very important weeks for us in our annual calendar, twice a year when we are privileged to welcome some outstanding Australians to Government House to recognise their contribution to our country. Linda and I, in our role, travel quite frequently around Australia, and we observe, meet, interact with Australians at work, at play, celebrating, commemorating, or indeed sometimes in their darkest days. Throughout all that, I can say that there's an enormous richness of spirit, that's the term we use here, a richness of spirit amongst Australians. I don't need a university report or a survey or some news article to tell me how good Australians are. I see it every day of the year. And today we're privileged to see a microcosm of that richness of spirit being presented awards under the various categories in our honours and awards system. Our honours and awards system commenced in 1975 to replace the imperial award system. It has one particular characteristic to it that I think, if not unique, certainly makes it stand out compared to other honours and awards systems, and that is it's bottom up. Particularly the community members who are recognised, it is bottom up because they have been nominated by their peers, by their fellows within the community. Ours is not a top-down system where an elite in Canberra, Melbourne, Brisbane, Sydney, pick a capital city, looks around and says, Bob, Jenny, Bill, Wayne, whatever, is doing really well, I'm going to give him a medal. People who walk through this door to be invested are being recognised because someone bothered to nominate them. Now, I want you to bear that in mind because at the conclusion of the formal ceremony, I'm going to issue some homework. School children didn't expect to get homework today, but you will. And guess who's going to mark it? I will. But I'll talk about that a bit further on. As I said, we're delighted to have you here today. Could I particularly thank families and that are with us, because I know through personal experience that no one again walks through this door or through the door of any government house to be recognised under our honours and awards system without support from home. So for all those who represent that here in the audience today, thank you for what you've done as well for our country. You are very much part and parcel of the efforts we are recognising today. And on that note, I'll now commence the official ceremony. Thank you.
Your Excellency, to be presented with the insignia of his appointment as an officer in the General Division of the Order of Australia, Professor Leonard Nataris, for distinguished service to medical administration in the Northern Territory and to professional organisations. Professor Nataris has been an outstanding leader in the Northern Territory Health over several decades, particularly through his achievements in the emergency response sector. He's led the National Critical Care and Trauma Response Centre with distinction and has worked with governments across the world to provide assistance following major natural disasters, such as in the aftermath of tsunamis and earthquakes, and locally after bushfires, and through vital responses to keep Australia safe during the COVID-19 pandemic. He is a remarkable ambassador for healthcare delivery and has provided extensive mentorship to the Northern Territory health workforce in leadership, management and healthcare standards. Professor Nataris, through his efforts, has earned deep respect in the Northern Territory and Australia and across the international emergency response sector. Professor Leonard Nataris, appointed an officer of the Order. appointed a member in the General Division, the late Emeritus Professor John Love, to be accepted by his close family friend, Mrs. Linda Thorncraft, for significant service to tertiary education, particularly physics. Professor Love was a pioneer in the field of photonics and optical communications research and was extremely influential in developing the optical sciences in Australia. He devoted his entire career to researching light propagation in waveguides and fibres and was a long-term member of the high-profile Photonics Cooperative Research. The textbook he co-authored, Optical Waveguide Theory, became a standard reference work around the world. He was a passionate and much admired educator who gave of his time generously to many students. His desire to educate future generations saw him establish a large endowment at the Australian National University to assist disadvantaged students. Professor Love's achievements were exceptional, and we owe him a debt of gratitude for his contributions to Australian science. Ms. Linda Thorncraft accepts the insignia of a member of the Order on behalf of the Emeritus Professor John Love. Appointed a member of the Order in the Military Division, Colonel Griffith Thomas, for exceptional service to the Australian Defence Force in people capability development. Colonel Thomas's commitment to Army's personnel capability has spanned many roles. He led wide-scale reform across Army, driving the implementation of a Defence One policy, and this work has generated enduring efficiencies in Army's management and development of its workforce. He also demonstrated selfless service to the community affected by the Townsville floods in 2019. He developed a special policy determination at short notice, which directly supported Defence members and their families. Additionally, he led the technical control of the policy that enabled the call-out of 2,500 Army reservists in response to the national bushfire crisis of 2019-2020. Colonel Thomas has played a vital role in advancing Army's people capability and harnessing their potential for our nation. Colonel Griffith Thomas appointed a member of the Order. Appointed a member of the Order in the Military Division, Air Commodore Jacqueline Churchill, for exceptional service to the Australian Defence Force in aerospace acquisition and sustainment. Air Commodore Churchill was key to establishing the sustainment model for the Royal Australian Air Force P-8A Poseidon aircraft capability. She developed a common US Navy and RAF solution that reduces sustainment costs of the aircraft by many hundreds of millions of dollars. Further, she secured $516 million P-8A training system during the contracting phase to ensure delivery of crucial training support. From 2017 to 2019, she provided support and capability upgrades to the C-130J Hercules and the C-27J Spartan aircraft fleets. Air Commodore Churchill's exceptional service has delivered major advances in our Air Force's aerospace capability, acquisition and sustainment. Air Commodore Jacqueline Churchill appointed a member of the Order. Awarded the Medal of the Order in the General Division, Mrs. Lynn Fuller, for service to music. Mrs. Fuller has been the lead carillonist of one of the National Capital's most prominent and culturally significant assets, the National Carillon on Lake Burley-Griffin, since 1995. Her work in arranging and conducting regular public performances, her initiation and support for a young carillonist program, and her advocacy for international and local promotion of the instrument has been exemplary. Her tenacity has ensured the carillon has remained both visually and audibly one of Canberra's most distinctive features. Mrs. Fuller has selflessly given of her time to keeping the carillon functioning, and she's ensured that it continues to have an enduring impact on the cultural life of our city. Mrs. Lynn Fuller awarded the Medal of the Order.
Just raising a date, that's all.
Awarded the Medal of the Order in the General Division, Mr. Matthew Luther, for service to nursing. Mr. Luther is an exceptional nurse who demonstrates respect and compassion, as well as a deep commitment to his profession. His clinical expertise and diligence have earned him great respect from his peers, and he is highly valued as a mentor of other medical professionals across nursing specialties. He also serves as a critical care aeromedical retrieval specialist with the Royal Australian Air Force Reserves and has been involved in the successful repatriation of ill and injured Defence Force personnel and civilians. For more than 28 years, he's also been an active member of Canberra's Rural Fire Service. Mr. Luther's contributions to the community in both professional and voluntary roles are most noteworthy. Mr. Matthew Luther awarded the Medal of the Order. Awarded the Medal of the Order in the General Division, Mr. Raymond Pearson, for service to veterans and their families. Mr. Pearson has provided steadfast service to Legacy, the RSL sub-branch organisation, and to veterans over many years. He is the face of Now Legacy, and he's often the first person newly widowed people come to when joining the organisation, particularly when seeking assistance with pension and welfare matters. He has also donated his time in organising social inclusion activities for those in need, and he provides counselling and emotional support to people going through trauma following the death of a partner. Mr. Pearson epitomises the best of our society through his selfless dedication to others, and we thank him today. Mr. Raymond Pearson awarded the Medal of the Order. Awarded the Medal of the Order in the General Division, Ms. Caroline Stacy, for service to the performing arts through administrative roles. Ms. Stacy is an energetic and astute producer, director and educator who serves as Artistic Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Street Theatre in Canberra. Her contributions to live theatre and stagecraft are impactful, both as an advocate for the arts and as a creator of the work. She's brought an intelligent and strategic insight and greater collaboration with local arts community to bring about strong results during a time of increasing financial constraint for the arts. She's an ardent champion for the creative potential of our region and is a visible role model for other women in the performing arts arena. Ms. Stacy's efforts add significantly to the vibrancy of our city, and we are indebted to her for her service. Ms. Caroline Stacy awarded the Medal of the Order. Awarded the Medal of the Order in the General Division is Jennifer Tarrant for service to the hair industry and to humanitarian initiatives. Ms. Tarrant is highly committed to the sustainability and development of the hairdressing and barbering industries. She operates an award-winning salon and is a strong advocate for vocational education and training through her involvement with the Australian Apprentice Scheme. She's been a vital contributor to a range of charitable organisations, including for the homeless, those experiencing family violence, and for seriously ill children. Additionally, she's climbed Mount Kilimanjaro and walked the Kokoda Track, raising funds for the Brave Hearts organisation. Ms. Tarrant's generosity and passion for her industry and for the wider community are most deserving of our recognition. Ms. Jennifer Tarrant awarded the Medal of the Order. Awarded an Honorary Medal of the Order in the General Division, Mrs. Jennifer Thompson, for service to the community of Batemans Bay. Mrs. Thompson is passionate about preserving the history of Batemans Bay and surrounding areas for future generations. As Honorary Curator at the Batemans Bay Heritage Museum, she's improved and made more engaging exhibitions and events highlighting the character and history of the region. She's actively encouraged participation by individuals and groups, including First Nations people, war veterans, horticulturalists, junior historians, and craftspeople. She's also been actively involved in a number of community-based activities, ranging from amateur theatre to tourism, urban development, and through support for the creative arts. Mrs. Thompson's commitment to the past, present, and future of her community are most noteworthy. Mrs. Jennifer Thompson awarded the Honorary Medal of the Order. We move now to the Conspicuous Service Decorations. Awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross, Commander Kelly Haywood, for outstanding achievement as the Navy Women's Strategic Advisor. Commander Haywood's tenure as the Navy Women's Strategic Advisor has been characterised by vision, judgment, and a focus on improving the lives of Navy women. She's identified key programs and initiatives that address the career development and service needs of women, which have provided a platform for inclusive engagement and increased participation. In 2020, she established a dedicated mentoring program which links qualified and experienced mentors with Navy women to assist them in achieving their career goals. She also introduced the Navy Maternity Management Program to better prepare and support serving members and their families. Commander Haywood has delivered best practice programs that have made tangible improvements to the service experience for women in our Navy. Commander Kelly Haywood awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross. Awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross, Lieutenant Colonel Kenneth Martin, for outstanding achievement as Deputy Director of Preparedness Requirements in the reform of Defence Preparedness Policy, Direction and Governance. Lieutenant Colonel Martin was responsible for leading the design and implementation of the new Defence Preparedness Management Policy, the first comprehensive policy revision in a decade. Over a period of 2 years, he managed critical inputs and competing priorities and led personnel on a collaborative journey of strategic thinking to explain the new policy. The Chief of Defence Forces Preparedness Directive is now able to directly inform operational campaign and logistics planning as a result of his efforts. Lieutenant Colonel Martin has been key to implementing reforms that underpin Defence's ability to achieve government's objectives for the protection of Australia and our national interests. Lieutenant Colonel Kenneth Martin awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross. Awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross, Colonel Robin Smith, for outstanding achievement as the Staff Officer Grade 1 and Director Robotic and Autonomous Systems Implementation and Coordination Office, Future Land Warfare Branch, Army Headquarters. Colonel Smith played a key role in the development of the groundbreaking 2018 Robotic and Autonomous Systems Strategy on behalf of the Chief of Army. His initiative led to the creation of the Quantum Technology Challenge, the Army Robotics Exposition and the Army Quantum Roadmap, all of which are revolutionary for Army and Defence. He's also been vital in improving a wide range of land domain policies, procedures and methodologies. He's forged enduring partnerships with the Australian Defence Force, international military and national industry and academic organisations. Colonel Smith demonstrated superior innovation, professionalism and dedication to duty in the process of enhancing Army's capabilities. Colonel Robin Smith awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross. Awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross, Group Captain Paul Jarvis, for outstanding achievement in air combat and airborne electronic attack capability development for the Australian Defence Force. Group Captain Jarvis utilised his unparalleled understanding of the Australian and United States Capability Development System to advance Australia's air combat and airborne electronic attack proficiency. His engagement and influence in the lead up to the 2020 Defence Strategic Update was a key driver for major new projects to be granted approval in the 2024 Structure Plan. He's also been pivotal in the rapid development of leading-edge Air Force competencies, such as Air Force's hypersonic collaboration activity with the United States. Group Captain Jarvis's vision and acumen have led to our Air Force acquiring capability that would otherwise not have been possible, and his achievements will have a lasting benefits on the Joint Force. Group Captain Paul Jarvis awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross. Awarded the Conspicuous Service Medal, Lieutenant Michael Laurie, for meritorious devotion to duty as a Staff Officer Safety in Shore Force. Lieutenant Laurie has dealt with sensitive and complex safety investigations in his role as Staff Officer Safety. He conducted an analysis of all base emergency management procedures, which resulted in his authoring of the Shore Force Fire Risk Management Directive. This directive directly contributed to the maintenance of capability of HMAS Albatross and Creswell during the 2019-2020 bushfire season. His work developing the Shore Force Safety and Environmental System of Management has reduced the administrative overhead on Navy establishments by 20%. Lieutenant Laurie's commitment to innovation also saw him develop a range of smart forms and registers which incorporate contemporary aviation planning and risk management concepts that enhance safety across our Navy. Lieutenant Michael Laurie awarded Conspicuous Service Medal. We move now to a Meritorious Service Award. Awarded the Australian Intelligence Medal, Dr. Catherine Willis, for distinguished service to the national intelligence community. Dr. Willis has had a distinguished career of over 30 years in the areas of dynamic intelligence, law enforcement, and academic environments. She's an innovative leader in the national intelligence community who has built constructive and collegial relationships to raise intelligence capability. She's also supported the broader national security and law enforcement sector to respond to transnational, serious and organised crime affecting Australia. Dr. Willis's dedication and commitment to the security of our nation has been exemplary. Dr. Catherine Willis awarded the Australian Intelligence Medal. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes presentations this afternoon.
We've acknowledged each of the recipients individually. I think it appropriate now to acknowledge them as a group. Congratulations. Now to your homework. You will have noticed, particularly in the community awards, the breadth of activities that people undertake and are recognised for. And again, Canberra, we're a bit smaller field to look at here because of the nature of the ACT. If you're in a state government house, 50 people coming through the door in any session, you would see a much broader contribution. But if you put your imagination to that, you know who the people are in your community who are doing exactly what we've heard today and should be recognised. So your homework is to go home and nominate them, because without being nominated, they cannot be recognised. Importantly, when you consider that, there are three aspects of the award that we are looking at here at the present time and working on. One is the number of women who are represented in the awards each year. Now, that number has increased significantly over recent years, but we are still not where we should be. So diversity with women is important. Secondly, our multicultural nature of Australia's community. We have increased, again, the representation. We need to do more. And thirdly, with our Indigenous community. The awards recipients each year, that list that comes out twice a year, should reflect who we are as a country. That can only occur through nominations. So that's your homework. And I will mark it as they come through the door, hopefully in a year or two's time, to receive the appropriate acknowledgement. The Official Secretary, Paul, will explain to you how you do it. My job is to tell you to do it. Can I again thank all the families that are here today. When we hear the stories and the reasons why people have been acknowledged, there's a lot of hard work, a lot of hours that go into those achievements that needs support at home. So thank you for that. As I normally say privately, but now I'm going to say publicly to embarrass people, your partner, your friend received their bling today. They need to return the favour. Take the ladies shopping, boys, or the other way around. But thank you. And to the children today, we know that it's all part of the parcel of family effort. So thank you. Leonard and I look forward to meeting you all this afternoon as we now move to the dining room for the celebratory part of the afternoon. But thank you. And to our recipients again, a real privilege to be part of this ceremony with you today. Congratulations.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Well, ladies and gentlemen, to assist with the homework that the Governor-General has set, if you consider anyone worthy for consideration within the Order of Australia, I invite you to nominate them via accessing the online nomination form on the Governor-General's website, which is at www.gg.gov.au. And as the Governor-General says, if someone is successful through that process, we look forward to welcoming them back here to Government House for an investiture ceremony such as this in the future. I now invite the recipients to join with Her Excellencies on the state entrance stairs, and then shortly we'll be moving into the dining room where refreshments will be served. Would you please stand for the departure of Her Excellencies the Governor-General, Mrs. Hurley, and the recipients.